Hi everyone, I'm Alex, this is AMRC, and today I want to show you the cheap RC planes I have so far. These are all under $100, all ready to fly, and I'm going to rank them from worst to best. And hopefully this will help you if you're looking to get started in flying RC airplanes to pick the right one for you. Let's go. Number 5 on my list is this SU-35. Model is FX620. Now, don't get stuck up on brand names because all of these might be rebranded, so you can find them under different brands. I think the brand on this is Flybear, though the box says something else, but you'll find it under Flybear on most websites. This is as simple as you can get. It's basically a chunk of foam with two motors in the back. It has no moving control surfaces, but it does come with these lights you can install. It does have a rudimentary landing gear, which works. I've taken off, and I flown this at night in wind. My son flew it. He actually flew it so high up we couldn't even see it, so the range is good. We luckily just cut the throttle and got it back. It comes with almost everything you need. Charger, these tiny 70 milliamp LiPo batteries, 2 spare props, and this dinky little radio. Let me turn it on and show you a bit. So, power on the radio, light blinks. With the battery installed, you have an on-off switch. Lights are on, and to get it going, go up and down. Now the light is solid, and there it goes. For turning, this uses a differential thrust, so when you move the right stick left or right, the opposite motor moves a bit faster, spins faster, and it allows it to turn. Of course, you can take the wheels off and launch it. It can do loops. I've done it. It can take off and land from the ground if it's a smooth enough surface. This was the first cheap RC airplane I got. And to be honest, the main reason I got it is because I found it for just $5 on Temu. So I thought, why not? Worst case, I end up losing $5 if it's not good or if it doesn't come. But you can find them around $20, $25. That's the max I would pay for this. As I said, under different names, different websites. It's the most basic RC airplane you can get. You won't have probably the full experience of controlling an RC airplane, but it's cheap enough that if you don't like it, you won't feel that bad for the money you spent. And it's good enough that it can give you an idea of how flying is. Number 4 on my list, this 787 QF008. And I have to admit, this looks great, especially when it's flying in the air. It looks like a real airplane. And it does have the optional landing gear you can fit. I do think it looks a lot better without, especially when it's flying. It's not much different from the SU-35 I showed you before. Still has the same principle of two brush motors. But the main difference is it has an extra channel or an extra control. It has a functioning elevator. What that means, it allows you to pitch the airplane up or down. Whereas on the SU-35, that was done just by throttle. The more throttle it had, it climbed. When you let off the throttle, it started to descend. This one, you can control it through the elevator. Still uses 1S batteries. comes with these 300 milliamps, of course, charger, and the radio is also a bit better. It has light control. This also has the same type of lights as the SU35. I don't have them installed yet. It also has rates and trim for up and down, so you can center the surface. As I said, this uses the same principle. If you turn left, one motor spins faster than the other one. When you use the throttle, you get both spinning. And the extra channel, the elevator, you can see it doesn't have a lot of movement, but it's enough to help you control the plane. Also has these rates. Now it's in high rates, and it will give you a lot more travel on this yourself. This thing can be really fun. If you find it for a good price, I can recommend this as a really decent first airplane. Number 3 on my list is yet another SU35, but this one is a bit different. This one has control surfaces. You can see here ailerons and elevator, but they are linked together and operated by one servo each. But the main feature is this brushless motor. Now, brushless motors compared to brush motors offer a lot more power. They usually are more reliable and last longer. And this is the only out of these airplanes that comes with a 2S battery or a 2-cell. The difference is this has 2 cells packed together in series, so you get a higher voltage. Now, I wouldn't recommend this to beginners. As you can see, it's damaged in several spots. It's not the easiest to fly. It's faster, probably the fastest out of these. And it can be a handful, so probably as your second or third airplane, this would be great. That's why it's not higher up on my list, because it is a bit of a challenge to fly. This also comes with 2 or 3 batteries. Landing gear that you can put on. The radio is also another step up. It has a lot more buttons. You can turn the gyro off, and that will allow you to flip over the plane, do loops, rolls, whatever. These are the trims. It also has LEDs, but these are here in the back, and they try to emulate some afterburners. Let me demonstrate the LEDs. You can have them flashing like this. I know the camera doesn't really show them well. You can have them steady, or you can turn them off. Now, I have to say I wasn't too impressed with them out of the box, but in the air they do look good, especially in low light. And let me show you control surfaces. As you can see, the gyro is trying to get it level. If you switch to the 3D mode, it just tries to compensate for wind movement. It won't try to level the airplane. And then you can see they're moving in opposing directions when you try to roll the airplane. And for controlling pitch, they move together, up or down. I'll have to admit, the price was great on this. I got it for around $65. You can still find it around that price. I'll have links to all of these in the description, so you can check them out. And it is the most detailed. It does look great, of course, when you get it out of the box. Mine, as I said, has been crashed several times. It held up really well, so that's impressive. It has a few downsides. It's a bit squirrely on takeoff. It wants to oscillate until it gets settled. Also, the battery compartment is really tight. I have to struggle to get these batteries in and out. and it's also a bit hard to get all the wires tucked in to close this latch. But it is a pretty decent airplane. I've had a lot of fun with it. So, not your first airplane, but once you have one or two flown, I can really recommend this. It's a really fun airplane. Number 2 on my list, it's the QIDI 560 or QIDI A560. Again, as I said, these come under different names, but it's a model of the MAL M7 airplane, and this is the only one I've bought basically sight unseen. There weren't any videos of it on YouTube, but I really like this. It was about $65, if I remember. This is also great because it has a brushless motor like the SU-35 before. You can see it here. I replaced the propeller. It comes with a two blade, but I've adapted this one from E-Flight UMX airplane, UMX Turbo Timber. I have a video on that. You can see it on my channel. And I had really high hopes for this. The wheels are great. They're nice, big. Has lights, and it's the first one out of this list with true 4-channel control. This is the radio. Again, another step up. It's also binds like this. It does have a few flaws. I'll show you the 4 channels. So you have aileron control that helps it roll, elevator for pitch, and rudder for yaw. And of course the 4th channel, the throttle. It also has gyro modes. You can have it with no stabilization. Stabilization for wind, or a beginner mode that doesn't let you flip it over or roll it. So yeah, this is a great plane. The few drawbacks, although it's brushless, it uses a 1-cell battery, so it's not very powerful. It kind of struggles pulling off some maneuvers. Also, the tail wheel is not steerable. That would have been great. It's one mod I do plan on making sometime in the future. I'll have to connect it to the rudder so you can steer it on the ground. It's also a bit soft. The controls is not really as sharp as I want to. You can see you don't have a lot of definition in the movement. But I'm hoping I can solve that with a better radio. Technically, you should be able to connect hobby grade radio. It has the ports on the board for that. I haven't attempted it yet. Or you can get a upgraded radio. We'll talk a bit about that at the end of the video. So yeah, all in all, it had really amazing potential to be a great airplane. What you hear, that beep, is on the radio to let you know a minute has passed. But unlike hobby grade radios where you get a timer just for the time the throttle is working, this is a bit in between. It gives you an idea how long you've had the airplane on, but not how much you can fly. Usually all of these get at least 5 minutes of flight time, but some you can get even 10 minutes or more. Oh yeah, this had the potential of being a great airplane. It's not perfect, but it's good. I'll give it that. And it's great if you want to start learning how to fly RC airplanes. It has 4 channels. You can learn anything you can do with a bigger, more powerful airplane with this. So out of the ones I have, this would be the most recommended one if it weren't for this. This is the Eachine T-28 Trojan. You can find these under a bunch of different brands, Volantex and whatnot, but I think they're all basically the same airplane, just the branding is different. And I've held off from buying one of these for a really long time. They've been out for a few years, and I've seen lots of people recommend them. What really deterred me was the brushed motor. So unlike the previous two, this has a tiny brushed motor with gears, so it's not all that powerful. But it does have the full 4 channels, as I showed you on the previous one. This is also a 1S powered system. It has this servo here controlling the ailerons, and 2 more inside controlling the elevator and the rudder. Also the landing gear that you can take off. The landing gear is also removable, but as I said, I do prefer using wheels. It's a lot of fun taking off and landing with wheels. It also has a prop saver. If you have a bad landing or a crash, this pops off, and you also get a few spares in the box. Just clip it back on. This is the radio. Again, it's not a hobby grade radio, but it does feel the best out of all these. It does have the gyro modes, this aerobatics button, which you press, and when you hold the direction, it's going to do a loop or roll in that direction. It has trims, so it's a decent radio. This isn't the most powerful, but I do have to say it flies great. The controls are one of the best for these airplanes. You can see the movement is a lot more precise, even with the elevator or the rudder. And that really helps you have great flights with it. Also, the shape of the airplane, this was designed to be a trainer airplane, the full-size one. There's a few different models you can see on the box. There's the BF109, Corsair, Mustang. You can see them all here on the box, but I think this is the easiest to fly, just from its shape, the wing shape. Also, it's a tricycle gear, and it has this wheel on the front as opposed to the others having it on the back. The downside, it's not steerable, so you don't have a lot of control on the ground, but it's still a really, really nice plane to fly. So if you had to choose one, I would recommend starting with this one, and it could take you pretty far along learning how to fly. It seems pretty durable. I haven't crashed this one yet, but probably in the future. It's also a bit more expensive. Usually they're around $80, but if you keep watching the prices, you can get it for around 60, 65. That's a fair price. That's the price that made me finally get one. I couldn't let myself pay $85 for a plane that has a brushed motor, but as I said, I was impressed. For a brushed motor, this flies really, really well. It's powerful. It can do all the stunts. So yeah, it's my most recommended cheap RC airplane so far. And as a bonus feature, if you would like to try airplanes, but they are a bit more complicated, and that's true because unlike an RC car, you do have to fly them the whole time. You can't just let go of the controls. Some will glide, but you have to either land them or crash them. But helicopters, you can hover, so they might be a bit easier to fly. This is my first and so far only let's say non-toy grade helicopter. It's not a full hobby grade one, but it's really good one, and for a decent price. I got this for around $60. It's the Sierra C138. It's a model of the Bell 206 helicopter, and it looks fantastic. It's all made out of plastic. One thing I don't like are these proprietary batteries. They are convenient because they just charge with a USB-C cable. They're all enclosed. You just charge them, pop them in the helicopter, and you're good to go. But that means you have to use these specific batteries. You can use other ones. Unlike the airplanes, where although they are different sizes and capacities, most of these use the same connector. With the helicopter, you are limited to these. You can get them with 2 or 3 batteries, so that shouldn't be an issue. And the radio it comes with is also pretty decent. Let's turn this on as well. You turn the battery on here. Has a couple of lights. The same binding procedure as most. Up, down. Now it's bound. And you can start it like this. As you can see, it looks fantastic. Now, I wouldn't recommend flying this indoors. You can also turn it off by holding the throttle all the way down. It has auto takeoff and land. The speed is basically the rates at which it moves. You can have it turn around faster or slower. It also comes with optical flow. Mine doesn't have that, but those have a sensor here which help keep it stable. I'll be honest, I've had my issues with this one. It would sometimes randomly lose power and land itself after 30 seconds to a minute, although the batteries were charged. So they are not perfect, but when it flies, it does fly well. And they have a whole range of models you can choose from. You can see on the box, and a few that haven't been released yet. I don't know if they will or not, but some of these look really cool. So if you're looking for helicopters, as I said, this is my first non-supermarket one, but it is a really decent one. And another tip if you're getting into this hobby is getting a good charger. There's tons of options out there, but for these small batteries, what I like to use is this one. It's from Ultra Power, and it can charge 4 batteries at a time. It has 2 inputs. You can use a bigger LiPo battery or a direct current input. And this is an XT60 connector. So you can use a 2 to 4 cell battery to charge your smaller batteries, or if not, you can just plug it into an outlet. It works with AC. That's how I mostly use it. And I'll show you how it powers on. Okay, and you can adjust the charge current from 0.1 to 1 amps. Depending on the battery you have. The rule of thumb is if you have, let's say this is a 500 milliamp battery, you charge it with 0.5 amps. You can go higher, you definitely can go lower, that's not an issue, but it's most recommended to charge it at 1C, that's what it's called, 1 time the capacity of the battery. And how this works, it has multiple connectors for each channel. This is the standard connector on most of these. You just plug it in, light comes on, shows you it's charging, it shows you the voltage, shows you how long it's been charging, the charge current, and how many milliamp hours it's charged. You can just connect them one by one. Even for these 2 cell batteries, this is the balance connector. It has 3 wires, making sure both cells are charged the same. And these plug in here. And it will show you the total voltage. And then by cell. Cell 1, cell 2. So this is really great. It's around $30. And you'll see on these LiPo packs, the nominal voltage is 3.7 volts. That's basically around the storage voltage. I'll try to focus on it here. When fully charged, the cells should have 4.2 volts, and you should stop at around 3.6, 3.5 volts to not damage the battery. If they go under 3 volts, they're likely damaged, and you need to be careful. Although small, these can burn, and they can be quite dangerous. They're hard to put out. So do your research on LiPo batteries. And I do think a charger like this, it doesn't necessarily have to be this one, but this is the one I use, can help you charge your batteries faster and take a bit better care for them. Of course, on some models you get more features. You can also discharge them because it's not a good idea to leave them at full charge. So you don't get to fly all of your batteries. Most of these models come with 2 or 3 batteries, so you might end up with charged ones that you haven't used. You can't use this to discharge, but there are several other models. It's a bit harder on these 1-cell batteries to find discharging chargers for a decent price. And last but not least, further down the line, when you've decided you like the hobby and you are not really satisfied with ready-to-fly radios, you can upgrade to something like this. This is the Radio Master Zorro. It's not the only option out there. There's also the Jumper T-Lite. I wanted to get that one, but I couldn't find it in stock. Now, what you'll need is a 4-in-1 version. Of course, there's several models. This is kind of the cheapest. You can add 4-in-1 modules. Most of these have these slots on the back, so you can expand their capabilities. And with these, you get a lot more switches. I know it looks complicated, and these are. I'm still figuring out mine. I've only set it up so far for 1 airplane, but I'll be working on that, and if I have it all figured out, I'll try to make some how-to videos. But this offers you a lot more precise control, a lot more switches you can program, you can get timers, alerts. So down the line, if you really enjoy flying, I truly recommend upgrading your radio. It'll make a huge difference in flying. So if you've watched this far, thank you. I hope this video helped. This is in no way sponsored. I bought all of these, and it's my honest opinion on them. If you have any questions or anything I could help you with, don't hesitate to leave it in the comments, and I'll do my best to reply and give you a helpful answer. If you have any ideas what I should try out next, any recommendations for good, cheap RC airplanes, let me know. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget, like the video, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time. Bye!